Hello everyone and welcome back to Bricks and Dragons. Today we are looking at our second figure here for Figure Friday. We have the Hunter figure from the Bad Batch. This figure came out around Christmas time-ish, so depending on where you are, you may or may not be able to get it. I see on Amazon they're going for fairly expensive. When I picked this up, it was at about regular price. So thankfully I didn't try to order it off of Amazon. Otherwise, I don't think I ever would have ordered it. It is getting a little pricey. It is I think the Bad Batch, I think a lot of what Disney had done with their animated series, the Clone Wars, Bad Batch, Rebels, stuff like that. I think they had done a really good job at a lot of those. So today we get to look at see what the figure looks like for the classified, the Black Series. If I can figure out how to open this. Apparently, I am not as smart as the packaging, and I know I cut that, but it must have tabs on the inside that I just am having a dickens of a time trying to get out. Okay, there we go. Yep, has little tabs here. That's where I'm having my problems. Okay. There we go. Now, I know a lot of people were not very fond of the fact that, I got glare going on here. We had the packaging here where there's no plastic. You really don't get to see the figure inside. So, we're getting this with the hope that, it looks exactly the way it does here. And, you're hoping it's not like a McDonald's burger or something where it looks really good on the picture, but when you get the burger itself, it doesn't look quite as appetizing. I still get McDonald's, by the way, so whether it looks appetizing or not, I still get it. So, alright, everything is all bundled up here pretty good. I'm trying to figure out how I'm doing this. I'm just going to rip it, I guess. Let's figure out how to crack the egg without damaging the figure. Okay. Now this is kind of common that I've seen with some of these figures that I've gotten in the past. They do wrap these up pretty good. They even on some of the other box figures, because I've gotten some of the Joe stuff. I haven't gotten as much as in the Star Wars, but I do have a couple. Like I said before, when I was getting these, I was really thinking about using these figures for doing like G.I. Joe as a role-playing game. It'd be really nice, especially in how they're all set up. But the first figure I got from the wife for a Christmas present. This goes back a couple years, and it's more of a model set, and it was the R2-D2 is in the 1/12 scale. So just like this, the 6-inch figure line. And that's where we had all started off with this, so you can't just have R2-D2 sit there, you gotta have someone with them. So that's what kind of started me off on all this. So here we are, we have Hunter out, and this is him, not with his traditional armor, but this is more as the, I believe they call it the mercenary armor. Although really it's almost the same armor. I mean, you almost see the same white. It's just that they repainted it so they blend in a little bit more. When they first showed the Bad Batch, I believe that they were in traditional white clone trooper armor, but it was modified for the Bad Batch, being the special forces unit that they are. If I can get him to stand up, I'd be a little happier. He's got the joints here, but they're all stiff because they're all brand new. And I want to see no, that doesn't move. So I don't know how we get him to, there we go. There he is. See, and he does look different than what he looks on the box. So, and that is a lot of the complaint that people have where, we don't know exactly what they look like here. And all of our extra parts are in a bag. There's his backpack. I think he's got another gun. Alright. It fell out and it was underneath the bag. So I'll put that Get all my garbage collected over there. All right. So we have a nice helmet. This is a little less rubber, but a little bit more plastic. I mean, it's got a little bit of bend to it, but it's got a little rubber feel to it, but it is definitely a little bit more on the plastic side. A hardened rubber maybe, or whatever you want to call it. Here's his signature knife. Get that in the scabbard. He's always got his scabbard there so he can keep his knife handy for himself. And there's his blaster pistols. So, and of course they fit really nicely in the holsters. And these are identical. Alright, his joints move nice and smooth. This one's a little stiffer, but he's got a good look. Torso twist. Try to get the king out of his bag, right? Alright. This is the part I really kind of fell in love with a lot of the figures, because we have the holsters. You know, he's got a scabbard under his arm with the Joes and all that as well. I mean, we have kind of a scarf here that if you wanted to, you could almost take off, but I mean, it gives the characters a little bit more sense of an actual kind of being, or so I guess I'll say. You know, a little bit more play ability here than what we ever got, even with the 3 3/4. And you know, I grew up with the G.I. Joe guys and the Star Wars guys and all that, and my first Star Wars guy was actually a Gamorrean Guard. So you know, I grew up with all this stuff, so you know, this just tugs at my heartstrings here. And you know, this is the reason why I kind of, if it reminds me of my childhood, I will take a gander into it, and I will happily try and rekindle that fire. And of course we can get his helmet on there. That is a nice, because he does have that tattoo and all that on his face in the cartoon, so that does work out. And I can't remember the lady that owns the bar that they're always out of. She keeps calling him Bandana. Helmet's a little harder to get on at first. I mean, you can shove it on there, but you know, it fits really snug on there. So if you just leave that on there, that's not going to fall off. That's on there nice and snug. Hand is all ready to go. We have all the nice articulation. Now all we need to do is see about getting some vehicles, or maybe I'm going to have to try and figure out how to get a couple vehicles or something made. I might take a chance at trying to get a small Technic vehicle and see if that would work for them. They have like a $10 Technic car. It's like a Jeep Doom buggy or whatever that might work for these guys. Otherwise, looking around for what you could actually work with these, I don't think it would work so much for like the Star Wars, because you know, that's not Star Wars theme. Oddly enough, the only ones that are really making things about this scale is Mattel with their WWE line, because their wrestlers are about 6 inches tall, so they're about the same size. So they have like a couple cars and stuff like that. So, but that's all for their line. That's the closest I can really come to. They don't have much, but there's a couple things there. So he is a very nice looking figure, though. I don't know, you know, the shoulder pads here, that's all from the old armor he had. I don't remember him having the blue on the tabs here, but and I hear they're coming out with another season here shortly, so maybe this is how he's going to look in the new season. But he looks very nice. He's got the double holster there. That works really nice. So, nice character, nice look to him. Take his helmet off so I can see his face. And I think, yep, There's just a little ridge there, so you can hold on to his helmet there. All right, but there we have it. Another nice looking figure. I hope that they continue this. I hear rumors that, you know, maybe Disney's not going to work with Hasbro anymore. I hope these are all false rumors. I hope it's all just, you know, a lot of people just going off for things to say. Because they do have some really good figures, of course. And there's figures that people just don't really have an ownership that they feel really connected with the figures and all that. And that might be very much of what they're finding with a lot of the animated shows, because there's a lot of people that don't watch the animated. They leave that to the kids. But you know, George Lucas and Dave Filoni had realized that really in doing the animated, or the Clone Wars, that there's a lot of us silly adults that are sitting here watching the show, so we can see some of the other stuff that they come out with. We get to see other worlds that they can create and all that. So, you know, you really notice in watching the Clone Wars, the animated series of Clone Wars, in season 3, the themes start getting darker. And to me, it really starts showing where Anakin starts really kind of going towards the dark side, starts having a little less trust in the Jedi Order. And we're going to go from there. But with nice looking figures like this, and if they keep making figures, and you know, if they can keep telling good stories for us, they can have a good base. But I just don't know. So with that being said, thank you for visiting. Thanks for sitting around a pool table with me and listening to me and ramble on about the silliness that I come up with, and hope you're having a wonderful day. We'll see you in the next video.